It is Blueies and Chewies. We are racing through the NFL. Anything but a couple of beers down. This is what happens. We are talking through each division.
Yep.
And we're going to go through the AFC North. This is a heavyweight division.
This is my favourite division. This is the toughest division in my opinion. I know you think it's the Lions, Green Bay division. I just think there's four teams that cannot, and I was right last year when I said all four teams will make the playoffs. They did. Maybe even the Bengals just missed out, to be fair, but they got 9 wins. This year, I think all four could make the playoffs again. One will probably miss out just by the nature of the competition. But I've got the Ravens winning it, Bengals second, Steelers third, and Browns fourth. And the Browns could still be a 10-win team. Like, that's how good this division is. What you got?
Well, if we look at the Ravens last year, mate, I mean, what a team. Lamar Jackson MVP. I thought they were absolutely superb. Zay Flowers, the emergence of him.
Cost them as well, these 2 drops.
But I mean, well, my frustration was against that Chiefs team was the
calls.
The calls, I mean, to keep running it down the left, Lamar went back 20 yards every time.
More the fact the Ravens lost possession for a taunting, and then Kelsey was allowed to be taunting as he wanted. Those things, they'll get you. Will make the Ravens much stronger because
with Derrick Henry.
I think Derrick Henry's the best signing ever. Already the best running team in the league, and they've just got the best running back in the league. So if he's still fit, if he's still strong, and he's still ready to go, also, Lamar Jackson came back 15 pounds lighter, so he looks fit and ready. And he's always humble, but he looks ready to win. I think that combo, and we talked about Saquon and Hurts, I think that is the best running back quarterback combo as far as the running game.
Yeah.
And I think they will terrify most defences. They'll win that division. Not easy, but I think that's a 13-14 winning team, 12-13-14 winning team, and they could even win the AFC. It'll be them or the Chiefs that win the AFC. So, yeah, very, very good team with a great coach.
I've got them winning it this year, the Ravens.
Yep.
Just those calls against the Chiefs are just baffling. You went from everything that you're good at to changing a play.
Yeah, you never ran it against them.
Play to your strengths. I mean, it just seems absolutely ridiculous.
It was overcoaching. It was almost like Pep Guardiola against Chelsea.
100%,
You know what I mean? Just trying something different, trying to outcoach the great Andy Reid. And you can't do that.
No, just stick to your strengths.
Stick
to your strengths, and have a couple of sort of off scripted plays or something a little bit different. It just makes absolutely no sense. So I've got them as you do winning it, but I've got the Bengals barring injuries. The sad thing is, Big Joe Burrow, who for me is one of the absolute studs of the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
I know you were higher on him than I was when he was at LSU. But to come into a organisation that we've spoken about, the Jets earlier, 30, 40 years of garbage, to come to the Bengals and absolutely turn them around.
Yeah. And 1 season, 2 seasons. Yeah, I mean, his knee injury, first season, second season, gets him the Super Bowl. Yeah, he's a stud. But he's also young. He's very kind of Brady-like.
Yeah,
but he's also small. Right, and he gets
his wrist,
his shoulder, his knees. He's also in trouble with injuries. Now he's got his bag as well, so we'll see if he's going to be the same guy. But I've got Bengals to get second just because I think the Ravens are going to be so strong. But I've got them on still having an 11-win season as long as Joe Burrow stays fit and Chase stays fit and happy. The things I don't like about them, they lost a good running back in Mixon, and they've got contract issues with T. Higgins. But I still feel Burrow is that good. He can lead them to the playoffs and then beyond. Because, again, he's that mentality monster in the playoffs that you don't doubt him in a 50-50 game. A bit like Holmes.
Well, Higgins, this might be a blessing in disguise. I think he's been franchise tagged, Higgins.
So franchise tagged him, but he's still not happy because he needs a contract.
Of course he's not happy. But the beauty of it, as you said, if Mixon's gone, he may see a few more passes and therefore might elevate his stats.
Yep.
Therefore, if he goes into free agency...
But the running backs are way worse than they were. The running back,
but I'm saying for him personally, if you go, mate, this is a goal, Mixon's gone, you're going to see more ball.
Mm-hmm.
You can obviously drive your stats up to get a big contract next year.
Yep.
You can get him on side. Like I say, in terms of the Bengals, that obviously puts more pressure on Burrow.
Yep.
Unless they've got a plan there at running back. But that's the big concern. Is that
fitness. And if everyone's fit, that's a good team.
I mean, Burrow and Chase is such a combo, one of the best in the league.
Yep, they played
But you're
together for
talking top-
7 years.
Almost top five.
Yeah.
Top five quarterback, top five wide
Yeah,
receiver.
100%.
Yeah. My number 3 pick, mate, without doubt, is the Browns.
Ooh.
Without
I've got Steelers 3.
You've got the massage fondler Watson coming back. Look, I'm unsure of how motivated he is. I just think what really stands for the Browns is Stefanski having to go through a number of quarterbacks last year, dealing with lots of issues. They've got Njoku, they've got Garrett. They're really strong all over the field. Sorry, they've got the old Cowboys wide receiver, Amari Cooper. So I think if the big thing is Nick Chubb's injury looked horrible last year.
He's not going to be the same guy.
I mean, he can't be.
Not going to be the same guy.
But
I mean, they play a
very
running back style,
Yeah.
so that even like the Fords and they'll still
Yeah.
do well because
Yeah.
that's the way they play.
Yeah.
But I've got them coming fourth, and just because it's the toughest division in football, I've got them coming fourth, but slightly behind the Steelers. But again, as I said last year, and I'll say again this year, even coming fourth in this division, you may still get 10 wins or 9 wins and make the playoffs, right? I think they're a great team, but I think the quarterback issue will bite them this year because Watson is not fit enough. It's not about motivation anymore, it's about fitness. He's out too much, and they juggled it last year, and they got lucky when they ended up getting Flacco, and then he did an absolute Indian summer, and it was brilliant, right? They've got a top 3 defence, so they will not leak a lot. But without a stud quarterback, and Watson's never fit, he's a shadow of the guy they signed. They've overpaid for him, which has left issues. Yeah, it's left issues in the offense. I've got them coming fourth. I think the Steelers they've got one of the best coaches in the league. They always make the playoffs anyway, and they've upgraded the thing that's been annoying them for years since Big Ben's got slow and tired. They've got 2 good quarterbacks now. They've got a running quarterback in Fields. They've got a throwing quarterback in Wilson. And between them, I think it equals one very good quarterback.
But they're 2 different people.
But they get to play different downs, so they can both play. You can play both quarterbacks.
You telling me? Tell me the teams that bring on the guy at 3rd down.
Anyone that's got Justin Fields should be doing that. As simple as that.
Well, I'm not necessarily disagreeing with you.
I've got the Steelers to come third, make the playoffs as they always do. I think it's a huge improvement in quarterback since Kenny Pickett. Wilson and Fields are both better than Kenny Pickett. They already had a very talented running back room and a wide receiver room and one of the best defences in the league. They will be very good, and they could be a 10-11 winning team.
I think Trubisky was probably a 2 or 3 out of 10. I think it was probably a 4 out of 10. And I think you're looking at Wilson and Fields being a 5 out of 10. So
okay.
I just don't see it. I'd love to be proven wrong. Because
you will be.
The big question, though, is what is going to be Russell Wilson's catchphrase this year? That is the big question.
Oh, let's snow. So let's go. Because it's cold in Pittsburgh.
Is he going to be cooking?
The snow.
Is he going to be cooking or riding?
Let's snow.
The one thing that does count for them in the offense is having Arthur Smith. You know, they've got the biggest, I think, the first or second biggest expense of all the NFL on defense. So they're always good, strong defense.
They've also now got the longest running head coach, and he's made the playoffs every year. He's been over 500 every year. They will be fine.
That's why Steelers fans should get excited.
Chicago Bears were on the fence about keeping Fields, right? And now they're all, we've got rid of him.
He's a nice guy. But we'll move on.
We'll see.
You've got Steelers third. I've got them fourth.
Yep.
That is the big determination of that division.
Steelers could end up getting second now, which I don't care because it's still above what you picked. Steelers could be really good this year.
You have to buy a Steelers jersey after this.
Not, because the colours don't go with my face.
That's it for that division.